Where does assisted suicide stand in regard to a dying patient who is suffering with a 6 months prognosis? Does quality supersede quantity? I think it is a moral crime to make assisted suicide a crime at all. You own your own life, and own means the right to use and dispose. The issue is not what's more important, how good or how long, quantity or quality, but choice. The only thing that counts is the person's choice. Which one? The suffering too great as against the hope too small? That is up to him to decide. The only the qualification here, of course, is we're assuming a reasonable context. The person assisting in the suicide is an adult, not a 16-year-old on drugs, etc. And taking that for granted, it is vicious to make age a source of terror. And that is exactly what today's laws do, specifically because of technology. Because old people, most of them, are terrified of what the doctors and the hospitals can do and how long they can keep them in a semi-vegetative, semi-morphine state. They don't want it. When a book went on sale a while ago giving methods to commit suicide at home, it was a huge seller among the elderly precisely to escape modern doctors. The whole idea that you can't kill yourself or commit suicide goes back to the idea that God owns you. God created you. You're his property. And this is just another example of a vicious consequence of religion. There's only one place where the government has a right to move in, and that is who you have to establish rules to ensure that objectively the person has given his consent. You don't want it to be just so simple as somebody goes in and kills a patient and comes out and says, well, he asked for it. So there has to be procedures and legalities to establish the actual desire of the patient. And that can be difficult if he's comatose. That's why I think the best solution to this is a living will, which specifies in as much detail as you can the conditions under which you want to be put away and who you trust to make the decision. And assuming that isn't forged and can be validated, the idea of suicide being a crime is fantastic. You could conceivably say that a healthy person who's 25 and feels bad because they lost a job, that is immoral to give up your life. But we're talking about terminal illness, or even people who not terminal, but who have had horrible experiences, which I won't, for instance, been in love deeply all their life and they're elderly and then one of them dies and they just haven't the will to go on and they're in their 70s or 80s and they end it. I don't disrespect that. It's not obligatory, but I certainly don't regard it as immoral. Life as a standard means life as a value-pursuing human being. If in some context you are dying or deprived of the pursuit of values, it's your life and you act accordingly.